can prevent it.
Keep it locked to 104.5 CVFM.
Welcome back to Dimple Magician Showbiz Showcase. I am now joined in the studio by two lovely, lovely guests. I've already had a chat with them off the air, which I know I shouldn't do. I should save it for you guys, but I can't help it. So we've got Graham and Ros Hall, who are from the Eagles Ukes. You all right, guys? How are we doing?
Marvellous.
Marvellous. Thank you, Tom, for inviting us.
Yeah. No problem at all. Thank you for coming, and on short notice, because I actually had to get a last-minute guest, and these guys were really up for it, and I really appreciate it, because otherwise you would have just had to listen to me waffle for even longer. So you guys are based in Eagles Cliff, right?
Yeah, that's right. We've been there since 1983.
1983. Well, 10 years before the existence of me. But that is lovely. And you guys, so you're in a ukulele group, and you do meetings at the Village Hall, is that right?
Yeah, at Eagles Cliff Village Hall. But we started the group. It was May the 4th, wasn't it? 2018, 8 years ago. We'd come out of another ukulele group, the Stockton at Darlington Ukulele Express. We've been in that for about 10 years. Yeah. And then we just thought we'd start our own up. So we started from...
Yeah, a bit more local.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
No.
So May the 4th. So that was by accident.
That has been mentioned before, hasn't it?
Yeah. Maybe you should do like a complete show where it's just Star Wars. You're all dressed as Jedis and Siths.
You would do. You could be Yoda. Yeah. You got a T-shirt, Ros.
So, funnily enough, that was actually my next question, is how long you've been going. So, 8 years, that is fantastic. And you have also answered the question of that I had for you, are you the founders? So, was it just the two of you that...
Yeah, we just thought when we start our own group. So, there was only 8 of us on the first.
That's
us
right.
2 and 6 students, and there's 30 of them and 2 of us, 32 now.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so that honestly, that's built beautifully. And so is there any room for more people, or have you capped it now, or?
We've had to sort of cap it at the moment, Rosie, because the hall could take more. Ros, you deal with the learners, don't you? So Ros teaches people from scratch. Tell me a bit about that, Ros.
I take people in who haven't played ukulele at all before.
Okay.
And they come for about 6, 7, it depends on how they feel, maybe 6, 7 weeks, and then they all join the larger group and we all just jam together.
Oh, that sounds really amazing. So I'm currently working on a show where I need to learn how to play guitar. So I'm like wanting to join guitar lessons, and I'm so nervous about it. So hopefully I can find someone like you guys who feel...
It's the people that you meet in these groups. There's a lot of ukulele groups in the area. There's a lot. And they all share the same thing. They're some of the nicest people that you ever wish to meet.
That's right.
Yeah, a good friend of mine is actually in your group, which is really nice. And you did say nice things about him. I know he'll be listening. So I'm glad you've said nice things, because otherwise I would have had to lie.
What you were saying about, is it capped? It sort of is, Tom. And it's not that the group can't hold more. The hall could probably hold 60 or 70. It's just that we do a lot of performances, and a lot of the performance areas are small. So even with our group, there's only a few spaces, a few gigs a year that we can get the whole group out, isn't there?
That's right.
I mean it's got to be manageable for you guys as well, because if it ever becomes too much, then you won't enjoy it anymore, and then you won't want to do it anymore. And I'm sure with that many members, you're going to let people down if you just can't do it. So I think that's a great thing to sort of employers. This is where we're at the minute. But if people leave, surely then people can come and find us, which is wonderful. So, do you have like an origin story at all? Like, do you have anything, like, is there anything super interesting when you first started that you want to tell me about?
I think we used to go to Darlington Folk Club, and you used to play 12-string guitar, and it was your birthday, and we bought a new guitar because it was your birthday, and you said, well, what about yourself? Don't you fancy something, Ros? And I saw SpongeBob SquarePants ukulele on the wall. I said, I'll have that. And in fact, we used to go to the folk club at Darlington, and Tom Hughes, who ran it then, he was a gorgeous guy, and he just loved us with the 12-string guitar, and the ukulele actually has quite a good sound combined. It's quite an unusual combo. So I think that's where the ukuleles came in.
And then the thing is, like, I'd always struggle with guitars because my hands aren't that big.
Yeah.
And then when Ros got this SpongeBob SquarePants for about 20 quid, I just put my 12-string down and thought, this is the utopia, eureka moment. This is just fantastic. 4 strings, it's easier than 6. And anybody can play them, and it's much easier to do the chords, and you can get a few tunes out in a matter of five minutes, can't you?
No, I love that.
I fell in love with it.
I really love that because I think it's something that I've known a few people over the years who have played, and it always feels like people buy it as a novelty item, and then certain people get into it and they just love it. And a few of my friends have done it over the years and absolutely adored it. So you said about the 12-string guitar, you said about ukulele. Is there any other instruments that you guys have played?
Well, I started off when I was 8, and I was, you start off on the recorder, and then at school, there was a Bentley test that was at the junior school, and I got chosen, and I was playing a trombone with my friend. So I started off in the Egglescliffe Comparative School brass band that were really well renowned throughout the country, winning all sorts of stuff. That was an exceptional group of players, about a 40-strong brass band headed by the conductor called the music teacher Les Todd. And then the Egglescliffe Orchestra, I was in about the 4th year and that started, so we were seconded into that. And then I was also in the Durham Youth Orchestra because it was a Durham County trombone. It wasn't my own trombone. And then we did the folk clubs things. We got together, we did the folk club things. And then we got to 40, didn't I? And you said you need to do something else. So I have a couple of Scottish friends, and they said, why don't you just have a go at you play penny whistle and recorder. I'm sure you can master the bagpipes.
Oh, wow.
So 25 years ago, I took up the pipes, and now we were members of the North Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Service band. Yeah, we didn't have any drummers, and Ros used to tap dance. So I said, Ros, why don't you come along? And I'm sure you could learn the drums and take over.
I did take on the snare drum. Yes, so I played with them. So I've really played the snare drum for 25 years.
Oh, wow.
Use the pipes in essence, but I've retired my sticks now.
Yeah, it's the marching drum. We did a lot of gigs, and the marching drum was getting heavier, and we're not getting any younger. So, and then we left that band a couple of years ago, and we're now with a Newton Aycliffe pipe band, and they are an absolutely tremendous bunch of people.
Wonderful.
So music is life then? Is that, am I getting that?
It is the drug.
Yeah.
Got to do something every day, yeah.
I love that. And I love hearing such, like, amazing stories of, like, how you've evolved and changed into different sort of mediums, and like to go from drumming to ukulele feels crazy to me, and like also from singing and recorder, and to make some sort of link between a recorder and a bagpipe has got to be an incredible that's insane. But I think that's amazing. And actually I'm working with a band at Lindisfarne Festival this year called the Red Hot Chili Pipers.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to play some of them in a little bit. But now I believe you guys are actually going to play a song for me on the ukulele. So we've agreed, because I think this is a fantastic song and you guys are going to love it. These guys are going to play Half the World Away by Oasis. So enjoy that. And we will be back very shortly for the rest of the interview.
1, 2, 3, 4. Leave this city, this old town don't smell too pretty. I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And when I leave this island, I'll book myself into a soul asylum. So I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. So here I go, still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. Half the world away, half the world away, half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. And when I leave this planet, you know I'd stay, but I just can't stand it. And I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And if I could leave this spirit, I'll find me a home and I'll live in it. And I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. So here I go, still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. Half the world away, half the world away, half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. I don't feel down. I don't feel down. I don't feel down.
Wasn't that fantastic? Honestly, when I suggested having these guys playing in the studio, I didn't know how good it was really going to be, but I really, really enjoyed that, and I hope you guys did too. Hopefully they will play us another song before they have to vacate. But for now, let's get back on with these questions. So, you guys, I believe, work very closely with a charity, is that correct?
Yes, Teesside Dementia Link.
Okay. A local charity as opposed to one of the more...
Yeah.
Okay, and do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Gail and Mark initiated their charity, and two ladies that happened to be in our ukulele group, they lost both of their husbands to dementia.
Oh, no.
And Gail and Mark helped them such a great deal. And really, we decided that it would be a great idea so if we did any performances, so any money that we gained went straight to the Teesside Dementia Link.
That's amazing.
So,
We raised 3,800 last year.
Oh, wow.
So that wasn't bad. I mean, they've got lots of organisations now, don't they, different things that do pooling, but it's a brilliant charity. And Sheila and Janet, who lost their husbands sadly to dementia, said they couldn't speak highly enough of them.
No.
And with it being local, this charity hasn't got a lot of these large overhead costs like, unfortunately, a lot of charities do. So the money does, you see the money making a difference, and they've been able to expand the volunteers and they expand the services. So I know if Gail and Mark were sat here now, that say, if anyone needs any help, don't hesitate to call them. You know, just Teesside Dementia Link, just give them a shout and we'll try the best to sort something out.
That's amazing. I think this whole show is massively about, local and keeping things local. Obviously, we talk a lot about entertainment, but local charities are so important too. I work a lot with like Zoe's Place in Middlesbrough and things like that, and it's so important. And I think that thing of bringing money to smaller charities and being able to see the impact that the money you're bringing makes, I think that's spot on, and that's amazing. And I think that question really is going to link to the next thing. I've heard something through the grapevine. It might not be true, but I'm going to ask you about it anyway. So I perform every single year for the last 3, I think this might be my 3rd or 4th year, at the BBC Choice Awards, and I heard that maybe you guys have been nominated to be on the receive an award from this. Is that something you're aware of? Because you both look at me as if you don't.
No, we did. We got an email through. I think it was from Radio Teaser, whoever it was, and it was said, "Oh, you've been nominated for this choice award, and we'll let you know later on. So it was nice. We'd be like yourself. You do these things. You see, you're doing things for Zoe's. We do things for various charities. But in the last few years, it's been Teesside Dementia Link, and you don't really expect any recognition.
No.
You're not looking for recognition. It's not about that. We have a lot of fun with the group, don't we, Ros?
That's right.
And we have a lot of fun, and the byproduct of that is that we get money when we're doing the gigs, and that helps somebody out, and that's the praise. It's enough praise, really. For
of course, but then also when people see, obviously, because someone had to nominate you for that, so someone's seen what you're doing and thinking, yeah, you do get that sort of. Every now and again, I'll do a gig and it'll be like, that was worth it just for my own feelings and things. But at the same time, someone recognising you guys as that's pretty special, and I love that.
Yeah. We do appreciate that, don't we? That is very sweet.
I would even go more so than us. The group, as I say, there's 30 members now. I mean, the gigs that we do, obviously, we're taking anything from 6 to 16, 20 people out. They give up their time. They don't take travel expenses. We don't. But they give up all the time. They give up all the time and energy. And they never complain, do they? They just enjoy it. So
right.
again, it's a big shout out to all the members of our group.
Enthusiasm, haven't they?
We'd be nothing without the group, would we, Ros?
That's right.
We like to think we've helped everybody out and taught them.
We do appreciate all the guys and girls, don't we?
Yeah,
the Eagle Ukes, because the enthusiasm is immense.
I think obviously you guys must be doing something right to have people who want to show up for you, because it's not just like every day that people want to give up that time. But from my friend that is in your group, he often speaks so highly of you guys, and I think he's like, it's just such a lovely place, and that he was telling me, he said something about you, Graham. He said that you're a bit honest, so you will tell him if it's rubbish, but at the same time you are both the most encouraging people, and when they get to that point, he kind of felt that you sort of start believing in them before they believe in themselves, and I think that's really lends a lot to why the group would be so happy to give you that time, due to the fact that obviously you guys are putting in.
Well, the typical journey, when we get someone that's new, Ros normally takes 2 or 3 or 4 when we have a new batch in. Ros takes him in the side rooms and you teach him the basics of ukulele, and while I'm taking the group, and they can hear me sometimes getting a little bit fraught, and Ros will go, I'm the good cop when you get out there, Graham's the bad cop. But because of my musical background, the fun I have is when something sounds okay.
Yeah. We try and do the best job we can by the music.
It isn't a group where, and it never has been, where people just come up. They'll all have a great time. They'll have half an hour social before we start. They'll chatting about all sorts. It's wonderful to see the friendships that's made, and people go off and practice on their own little places, don't they?
Yes.
But to me, the fun that I get, and I'm sure Ros does as well, is if it sounds decent. Because although we're not getting anything at the gigs, I mean, we'll generally do a gig anything from £70 for an hour, won't we?
Yeah.
But even if it's only 70 quid, you'd like to think that audience got something for that.
Yeah,
it's not
100%.
It's not just
we want to do the best we can.
Best we can. Don't just throw anything in,
Well, from what we've just listened to, I really do believe that they are going to be getting a great show for that. And I think as a performer myself, it's really difficult because you put shows on and you have to just hope that people want to come and see it. And it's like, the product you're putting out there is great, and I believe you'll have confidence in yourself. But it's just, is this what people want to see? And like you said, when people do come out, you want to make sure that you are giving absolutely everything.
I think the thing to me is, we'll do a gig somewhere in a village hall, and we've been on and off for maybe 2 45-minute sets. And one of the players will come up to me and say, Graham, that was absolutely fantastic tonight, wasn't it? I said, you can't say that until the book us again. And on every single occasion, someone from the committee says, can we book you again for next month or next year's Christmas party as well? And that to me is, you've done a good job. If they don't, it's, that was great, lads. Bye. Boys and girls, off you go.
Do you know anyone else?
Do you know a magician?
Well, I do actually know one. I do know. So I have one final question for you guys, because I don't want to keep you here all day, and then I'd love you to play a song before you leave, if that's okay. So the question is, again, it's just me snooping, but I heard something really interesting to do with the England football team Do you know what I'm referring to? And can you give us a bit more about that? Because I got told about this, and I don't want to spoil it, but I was like, oh my God, that's really, really cool. So,
Well, that's a TikTok thing, and that stems from, we weren't on TikTok, but one of our members from our group, our ukulele group, said, my grandson really thinks you're brilliant on TikTok. And we turned around and said, but we're not on TikTok. And so when we looked into it, somebody had been taking things off YouTube
videos.
And putting them on TikTok and pretending to be us.
And our photographs and everything.
So in the end,
That was about just over a year ago, wasn't it?
That's right. So you decided, what can we do about this? I know, I'll join TikTok because that's the only way I can talk to the people at TikTok. So you did that, and so it all stemmed from
It stemmed from there, and then, of course, with the World Cup. We started putting out, we're the first to say we're not huge football fans, but we thought we'd help the lads, try and help the lads. So as they're going through the group stages, we put a few Daft songs out, which seemed to get a few views. And then we put one out for Mexico, which got nearly 500,000 views.
Wow.
Then we did one for Norway. And of course, you get people saying, "Oh, they're not going to win," and that had about 150,000. But the big one was Argentina. We were a bit tongue in cheek, saying, "Don't cry for us, Argentina." The truth is, we're going to beat you, and that's standing at 1.8 million views.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it went a bit viral, and that was a bit. When you're looking at, you'll know yourself. You're looking at something, you think, "Oh my goodness!" And it's just sheet after sheet after sheet. You think, you're getting 100 views every 6 seconds. It's just unbelievable. But we didn't win. So put the curse on them.
So can we blame you? Is that
just blame us?
But no, that's incredible, because so obviously I do a lot of social media, and on Instagram I've gone viral a few times, and Facebook I've done pretty well, but TikTok's something that I always really struggle with. So for you guys to be smashing that, keep that up, even though obviously it's now known that it's your fault that we lost the World Cup. You guys keep putting songs out, because obviously you're making a lot of people happy with what you're doing, and I think that's incredible.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and also for saving my show, because honestly, without a guest, as I said, I think people would just switch off, and you guys have been absolutely lovely. So would you mind playing one final thing for me before you go? Is that okay?
Yes,
thank you.
Well, thank you for having us, Tom.
Thanks
We've
again.
had a really great time.
I genuinely really appreciate that, because you might tell me off the mic saying, that was awful, we'd never come back. If we get booked again, we know we're doing
very
good.
Very comfortable. Set us at ease.
Yes, I would say.
Good.
Very at ease.
So we're gonna now listen to these absolute legends play "Can't Buy Me Love" by the Beatles. And then I will come back to finish off the show. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you guys for joining me one more time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1 can't buy me love. Love can't buy me love. Oh. I'll buy you a diamond ring, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. I'll get you anything, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. 'Cause I don't care too much for money. Money can't buy me love. I'll give you all I've got to give if you say you love me too. I may not have a lot to give, but what I got I'll give to you. 'Cause I don't care too much for money. Money can't buy me love. Can't buy me love. Everybody tells me so. Can't buy me love. No, 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 no. Say you don't need no diamond rings, and I'll be satisfied. Tell me that you want the kind of things that money just can't buy. 'Cause I don't care too much for money. Money can't buy me love. Can't buy me love. Love can't buy me love. Oh.
Thank you so much for joining me and my fabulous guests here on CVFM Radio, and I really, really do hope you've enjoyed today's show. I will be back on the 25th of August, and remember that this is a show to try and help people. So if you have a show or a gig or a comedy night or anything like that that is coming up and you want me to shout it out on this show, please get in touch. All you have to do is contact us at shows.cvfm@gmail.com. That is shows.cvfm@gmail.com. And obviously, because this is filmed with the next month in mind, any shows that you've got in September, let me know about, and I will do my best to shout them out. Also, tell them it's for Dimple Magician, otherwise someone might get confused. With my show that I mentioned earlier, Dimple Magician Mosher Magic, the tickets can be bought from Skiddle, but also if you search me on